Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Tuesday the 16th of January. So looking at the euro dollar first, and well, yesterday saw yet another update. As I said in the weekly update, we could well be pushing towards that monthly 200 the way things are going at the moment. So we'll see. Now we have had a bit of price action through the Asian session. It's pulled back. Looks very little in this whole scheme of things, but had quite a reasonable pullback. Now this seems to have coincide with time with the China sovereign rating agency Dagon cutting the US sovereign rating to BBB+ from A-. So they've reduced their outlook on the US dollar, which it seemed to have triggered some selling within the euro as well. And what we saw was there were some orders. I talked about this in our trading room yesterday. There were some orders building up below the price at the time, and it's really just it's triggered these orders here. Net sell orders that were sitting below price. It's triggered those, and it sort of moved through it relatively quickly there. So off it's gone, and well, found some support in buy orders below. Now what it'll do now is well, we'll see, but wouldn't be surprised. Well, we're seeing half a bounce already, whether we see a complete retracement from this and a continuation towards the upside. So at the moment I'm erring on the bullish side. It didn't quite catch the hourly 50. Perhaps it wants to come back down a little bit further, but I couldn't see any other reasons why the euro should be selling off at the moment. So there we go. Okay, the pound. So just again, solid day, pivot swing the previous day there, pushed up solidly and moving reasonably sound at the moment. Just really consolidating in this current phase. We have got news out this morning which will affect the pound at 9:30. We've got the inflation data. There's there's an expectation it will come in around about 3%. It was 3.1 last time. Any positive surprises above that does put pressure on interest rate increases, and they're not looking too shy of possibly using these as we go forward over the next couple of years. So anything higher than the forecast, as I said, may see quite a big push up there. We may just see a consolidation phase into that. Just currently sitting on its daily pivot, not really doing too much from where we are at the moment. There's signs of a tad weak there, but overall, I think if it starts picking up, breaking the highs of the through that, there's a trend line across the high there. If it starts breaking through that, well, we could be up to the monthly R3 sort of level. Okay, that's cable, dollar yen, and we'll fly through that R3, I should imagine, if it's something really solid. So it's just a guide as a target as opposed to anything else. Dollar yen softened over the Asian session a bit there as well. I say the yen softened. The dollar actually gained a little bit through the over the session, but it's still in that downward trend. A break of the daily pivot 21 area would see me looking for shorts back towards yesterday's lows. Not massive volatility at the moment, but just trickling along slowly. Every time it has a little push up, it gives it back. It's pretty slow, as I said. If it starts breaking below that 60-minute 21, then I'd be looking more on the bearish side. Okay, that's the yen. Aussie dollar. Another solid day yesterday. Is continuing to shove upwards at the moment. There's little really holding back. It consolidates and shoves. There's nothing really holding it back too much. I mean, there is the chance of it coming back to its daily pivot shortly, but and I would then look and see, excuse me, whether we'll get a bounce from that sort of area or whether it will just have a bit more of a retrace. Hasn't really had a significant retrace for some time, so when you come back to dailies, it's relatively consolidated phases as opposed to proper retraces. So there is the potential for it to pull back at some point. So watching it carefully, but at the moment it looks like it's good for the upside. Canadian dollar. Okay, actually just one thing before I do look through that anymore. It's just look at the price of oil. Yep, $64.50 now. Okay, so that's helping the Aussie dollar as well there. There's a commodity-based currency with gold pushing as well. So, dailies here, pivot swing. It ran through yesterday. It continued through that, triggered that. It is looking like there's some potential further downside, although at some point there we could start seeing divergences on maybe on the MACD setting. As we're sitting at the moment, it's it air kissed its weekly pivot. It just really looks like it's consolidating, ready to have another roll down. Looking from this point of view, so potentially if it starts selling off this afternoon or this morning rather, it may give us opportunities to the downside. Excuse me. If it does rally, we see any further strength coming through here, I would potentially look for shorts off the 50 or the R1 sort of area, maybe even as high as wait for it to get back to that weekly pivot and see what reaction we get off of that. So there is some potential. I'd rather leave it rather than try and trade it to the long side, because just the price action we've seen in it lately, it's better off just waiting to trade with the trend. So that's it for me there. News-wise, as I said, the most important bit of news ready today is the inflation data for the UK at 9:30. Aside of that, we have got some minor data. We've got Empire State Manufacturing Index at 130, unlikely to do too much in the way or create much in the way of volatility. Have a great day. Bye for now.